Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So I was like browsing the Sephora app last week like usual, nothing new there, but I was browsing the app and I don't even know how I came across this page. It wasn't even like, this wasn't even listed on the just arrived section. It was like, I don't even know where I found it, but then I saw like Sephora came out with a clean foundation and I was like, whoa, say what? So I was like, oh my god, I need to purchase it. And then I saw that they came out with like a brush, so I purchased the brush too. So I actually am super like excited to try out this foundation. It's from Sephora. It's from like their clean line. You know how Sephora has like their clean skincare line? Well, this is I guess like a clean makeup line that they're trying to launch. They have like a few products. They don't have a lot. They have like an eyeshadow palette, a foundation, and I don't remember what else. I think it's like one or two more things, but this is a Sephora S Clean Glowing Skin Foundation. Now tell me this does not remind you of like a CoverGirl foundation. Like when I saw this and like when I got it in the mail, I was like, oh my god, this is literally like not Sephora, a CoverGirl like foundation type thing. And then I picked up the Sephora brush. This is the Sephora S Clean Foundation brush. Now first of all, how is this supposed to be a foundation brush? This is so small online. It looked like it would be like this perfect like kabuki brush, but this is like the littlest brush of life. I don't understand how this can be like considered like a foundation brush. Like look at this. This is so flipping small. It's super cute, but it's so small. It was like I think $12 and I think the foundation was like $15. I'm not exactly sure, but that is what today's video is going to be about. I know I just kind of like jumped in to like the products and everything, but I'm like really excited to test this out. So if you guys are interested to see how this foundation looks, how it wears, what the coverage is like, all that good stuff, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe, and let's jump into the video. Alright, so I did just pin my hair back, so I'm first of course going to prime my face using my Tatcha the Liquid Silk Canvas. This is just like my favorite primer at the moment. So I got mine in the shade 7, and then on the back of the foundation it says, this clean glowing skin foundation enriched with matcha tea and vitamin C hydrates skin, leaving a radiant finish and light buildable coverage. So I don't mind if it's light coverage. I'm like super into like natural looks these days, so if I have to build it up a little bit, that's totally fine, but I'm super excited to see like how this wears. I don't think I've ever tried like a clean foundation from like a brand, so I'm really excited to see like how this looks. So just like your typical standard packaging, like a typical foundation. I actually prefer packaging like this because it's easier to kind of squeeze out the product. I feel like in like glass bottles or like plastic bottles that sit like straight up, it's a little bit harder. So I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand. It was really hard to shade match, so I hope that this is my shade. This is what it looks like. I don't know, I don't think yeah, it's kind of running right now. Not a lot though, like it's really not running at all actually. So it's more like a thick foundation. So compared to like the ColourPop Pretty Fresh one, this is definitely thicker. So I'm just going to put some on my face. Whoa, that's really pigmented. That is like intense. This probably isn't my shade, but I'm gonna pretend like it is. Wow, this is really thick. Alright, so I'm gonna try this world's smallest foundation brush to see how this looks. It's kind of light, I'm feeling. I don't know, like the color a little lighter than I would prefer. Alright, yeah, this brush is really annoying me, so I'm gonna go in with my Morphe brush and just use this. Oh yeah, this is better. Alright, so this is how my skin is looking with the brush. Yeah, this is like too light for me, like for sure. So I am going to do what I always do. I'm going to put a little bit more on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to buff this out with my sponge because that's just how I like to do it. But the coverage so far, I would say isn't even light. I would say it's more on like the medium side because I had like a pimple right here and it's pretty much like fully covered. Alright guys, so this is the coverage. Now aside from it being like a shade or two too light for me, I think this gave pretty decent coverage. It is a thick formula for sure. First of all, this isn't even decent coverage. In my opinion, this is full coverage. I feel like if you have more of like redness and like a little bit of like textured skin, this might not give you the coverage that you're looking for, but I feel like this gave me like the same coverage that like a full coverage foundation would give. I look like a freaking ghost. Oh, I hate that. I feel like it's like mid-winter here and I look like this. I hate when I'm pale. I literally do not like being pale. But anyways, yeah, this is like full coverage. It was really, really thick, so it was a little bit harder to blend out. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do like my basic routine. I'm gonna take my Fenty cream bronzer. I'm gonna warm up my skin because I am looking pale right now. But this was for sure like a thicker consistency. So that's how I do my foundation with everything. I always do a brush and then I always use my sponge afterwards. It's just how I'm comfortable like doing things. So that's why I did it like that. You can do it however you want. I just feel like initially going in with a brush and then blending it out with a sponge really gives like the most flawless application. I know it looks like I put on a lot of foundation because I went in with the brush and then I went in with the sponge, but the sponge does absorb a lot of it, so that's why I do that. One thing that I totally forgot to say, this is like a glowy foundation. I can totally see like my skin glowing. It kind of looks like a little oily. So if you're somebody that has more oily skin, this may not be like the best foundation for you. But I personally like to look a little bit glowy. I feel like it makes me look really healthy. But if you're somebody that's more into matte foundations, this obviously in the title says glowy foundation. So I would definitely stay away from it if you were more on like the oily side. But if you're somebody that's on the drier to normal side and you do like a glowy finish like me, then I don't think you would like hate this finish. So I'm just gonna go in with concealer now. I'm using my holiest of holy grails, my Dior. It's just like the best thing to ever exist. Okay, so the concealer blended out really, really nicely on like over the foundation. It didn't move it, it didn't budge it, it didn't pick anything up. You know how sometimes like foundations and concealers don't mix? So they mixed really, really well. So I feel like that would be the same case for most concealers, because I feel like if a foundation was gonna like budge with a concealer, I feel like it would do it with any concealer. So I feel like this is good in case you were like wondering if it was gonna move with the foundation or anything. So that's a no. I'm just gonna smooth out my under eyes and then I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer. I'm gonna use my Kylie Cosmetics translucent powder. It's just my favorite powder. So this will be the test to see if this foundation, like in the concealer, can withstand the powder. I feel like sometimes like that's like the ultimate test. I was going to set that cream bronzer with my other Fenty bronzer. This is the In the Sun shade. I just really love Fenty bronzers. I feel like she does it so good. I don't use a lot. I just put like a little bit. I was so intrigued when I saw this foundation on Sephora's website. I was like, oh my god. They're really trying to like step up their game, which is awesome in my opinion. Alright, so now I'm just going to wipe away the powder underneath my eyes. This is how my skin is looking. The one thing I do want to say is my nose is looking a little cakey. This was for sure a thicker, like a way thicker formula. So I feel like that's why it's looking like that. My nose never really looks cakey, especially like right here, but it does look like the foundation did kind of cake up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup off camera, just put on my blush, my highlight, and my mascara, and then I will be back to show you how everything looks together. Guys, so this is how my skin is looking. Honestly, it doesn't look like horrible, but you can definitely, in my opinion, tell that I'm wearing foundation like 100%. It's a beautiful finish. I really like the finish of it. The only thing is it is thick, so it is a little bit harder to blend it out. Like I would 100% prefer like the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation or the Lawless, what is that called? Lawless Limitless foundation. Those are foundations that are meant to be like full coverage. This is supposed to be something that's like light and like light coverage, and it is more on like the thicker side. So I mean, it did blend really nice with the concealer and the powders and everything. There was no issues there, which is great, but it is a little bit heavy for my skin in my opinion. Even though it does give like a glowy finish, I do kind of feel like my pores are a little emphasized, especially like in this area. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm going to get closer and let the camera focus. But, I mean, it's beautiful finish. It gave me nice coverage, even though it said it would give like lighter coverage. It did give me more of like medium to full coverage. I think that is because I did like build it up a little bit. I used my brush and then I went in with my sponge. But I mean, for the price, it's nothing mind-blowing. Like, this isn't like a crazy like great foundation. Like I said, the ColourPop one is just so good. It's like super lightweight, but it gives me nice coverage, so I feel like my skin can breathe. This, I kind of feel like my skin is like suffocating a little bit, and I don't like that feeling. But I mean, if you wanted to try it out, I don't think that, especially if you wanted to try out more of like a cleaner foundation, I wouldn't totally knock this, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this like a 6.5. Like, it's not bad, but it's not the greatest, so it's like a little bit in the middle, more towards being good, but not like, you know what I mean, like it's not like the worst foundation. So, I mean, I don't really know like what to really say. Like, it's good, but it's nothing that I'm like, oh my god, this is like my new holy grail. Like, when I put on the ColourPop one and the Lawless one, I was like, whoa, these are like my new holy grails. I know this is going to be obviously a little bit different because it is like a clean formula and stuff like that, but it's not horrible. I would probably wear this just like on like a regular day, like when I'm not going out, or if I just need to like throw like a little bit of makeup on, I would probably like throw this on my face. So yeah, so those are my thoughts. I know they're kind of like all over the place, but if you have more oily skin, this is more of an oily foundation. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but even though it's oily, it is more of a thicker foundation. So if you have really like dry skin, I'm not exactly sure how this would really mesh well with your skin. I am 100% more on the dry side, and I mean, my skin looks glowy, but that is also because I did set it with the Watermelon Glow Mist, and this is obviously a glowy foundation, so that's why my skin is looking a little bit glowy, but it is a heavier formula. So if you guys don't mesh well with heavy formulas, I definitely wouldn't recommend this to you. If you guys have oily skin, I don't know if I would really recommend it to you because it was looking a little like dewy and glowy and oily. So I'm like kind of like 50-50 on it. Like, I'm not blown away, but I'm not like, oh my god, you need this. So I'm sure like once I try it out a few more times, I will have a better opinion on it. But right now I'm like right in the middle, like it's good, but it's not groundbreaking. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on the new Sephora. Oh, by the way, this brush is awful. Do not. It's like so small. If you have time to sit here and like really blend and push product into your skin, for sure. I do not. I'm always like on, like in a rush, like on to the next thing. I don't have time to sit here and really just like blend. So yeah, so that brush I was a little disappointed with because I was hoping it'd be bigger, like a bigger like kabuki brush type thing, but it wasn't, so that was a little disappointing. And yeah, so those are my thoughts on the foundation and on that little foundation brush. Down below if you guys saw this on the Sephora app, and if you guys picked it up, if you guys tried it, if you guys wanted to try it, let me know down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Let me know if you think, like, I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but let me know what you think of how my skin is looking. Like I said, it did give me more of a full coverage look. I was hoping for more of like a no makeup look, but that's totally fine. I don't mind a full coverage, but this time I was kind of hoping for a no makeup look. So yeah, so that is all I have for you guys in this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe, and I will hopefully catch you guys in my next video.